Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? What it do? What it do, yo? I think we're good. Happy Thursday, man. Hope everybody had a great day yesterday. We're gonna have a great day today. We got video gaming news for February 8th and more Fallout New Vegas, man. I'm gonna really start trying to push hard to get this game taken care of. It's been a long playthrough so far. We got a lot of games coming up to play. Helldivers 2 releases today, actually. Man, I'm interested in seeing what people are thinking about Helldivers 2. We got a lot of games on the way. There's a bunch of releases towards, throughout the rest of this month. Then we've got big releases coming in March. So with for me specifically, looking for Unicorn Overlord, and then Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to look forward to coming up. So I'm gonna try to get this Fallout New Vegas stuff taken care of pretty quick here, so we can. I'm not gonna try to rush it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be trying to rush my gameplay necessarily, but I also maybe won't be searching out additional quests and stuff like I normally would or anything, because we've already spent an enormous amount of time in this game. How many hours do we have in right now? 160, 170, something like that, I think. Close to that, probably. And 164, yep. And I've gotten a really good taste of this game. We've gotten all the DLCs completed. It's just main game stuff left, so we'll probably push that. We'll probably just push main game stuff, try to get these final quests taken care of that we do have left in our quest log, and try to finish this bad boy up. Cool. So on that note, man, let's do what we do. Let's get in here and take care of video gaming news. Let's see what's gone on over the past day of us being down for the stream, and let's get current, man. Let's go. There it is. So, the implications of Disney with Epic. There's a lot of things that this means, really. We won't know the gravity of it really until this all takes place, but we had heard earlier this year that Disney was looking to probably buy big into the gaming world. And the water cooler talk was EA, right? That Disney was potentially going to be trying to buy at least a major part of EA, if not wholly buy out EA. And that in and of itself was just felt gross. Look, I'm not a fan of Disney in the way they handle their gaming ventures. I think it's really gross. A lot of what they do is it's not centered around it's not gaming minded, if that's the way I see it. That's what I was saying about their potential, acquisition of EA or merger with EA or whatever it would have ended up being. Two disgusting companies becoming one just creates an even larger disgusting company, is the way I saw basically the Disney plus EA situation. And Epic, I think Epic's done some decent stuff for gamers as far as if you look at what they've done to give people free access to content. I think that's a good thing. We know they've had some bad business decisions. They've not been super profitable up to this point or anything. And they fired a lot of employees last year, which was something that I really harped on them for. It felt bad, and as with all the other companies that fired a lot of employees and stuff, it was just the same basic default statement for publicity that, you know, you didn't get really any kind of clarity about what the real situation was behind the scenes. What led to this kind of situation? Why did they feel like they needed to fire so many people? Did anybody at the top take any kind of pay cut to try and save jobs or anything? No, you didn't get anything like that, which felt bad. You know, I'm not even a fan of Fortnite, you know, but I respect what Fortnite is. I think they've obviously been able to build this gaming platform around the this Fortnite universe that they're trying to create here, and I can see it being an appealing thing for Disney. The way that let's be honest with what Fortnite is, and what Disney having this being we'll find out exactly what this means, but you know, are they going to own Epic outright? Are they going to... Dude, I would rather find this on, like... Ugh, God. Well, I guess we'll bring up the Washington Post for now. We'll see if we can find a gaming website to really drill down into this a little bit better than, like, Walt Disney's own site or, you know, something like that. But, obviously, Fortnite's very, you know, well known for doing collaborations, mashups, character. You know, it's a free-to-play game. They do a lot of skins and cosmetics for the players and stuff. And so, with what Disney's universe has and brings to the table for games like that, you know, you can see a lot of potential there, right? So now, I mean, you're talking about the amount of franchises, you know, like Disney's the characters that Disney has. You know, you think about all the stuff and that Disney has to bring to the table for a game like Fortnite is pretty incredible. Yeah, so I mean, I can see this playing out I can see why this is, and the art style and everything that Fortnite is, and the you know, a lot of the other things, like if you've seen you know, they've got Lego in there too, and Lego and Disney kind of those are two fun, you know, kids enjoy, you know, it kind of, you can see this being something that is appealing on all fronts here, right? It really is. For all these companies, I'm sure that they're going, yeah, Lego, Disney, you know, Epic, and you know, I'm sure that they all see this as a win. You've got Lego, who does a bunch of Star Wars stuff. Disney owns Star Wars, you know, and you know, and it's Fortnite going to have all these skins. You know, it's going to be a huge collaboration here. They're going to have a lot of stuff going on. It's, I'm sure, very, very appealing, and they're excited about this, I'm sure. Here's the thing, dude. The worrisome part of this is, and we'll talk about this in depth more as we move forward and actually dive into what this, if this is a full acquisition, if this is a majority ownership stake, if this is a minority ownership stake. It looks like a majority ownership stake is what it's looking more like. Maybe not. I don't know. 1.5 billion, that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. But I don't know what the actual valuation is of Epic. You know, it's got to be pretty huge. But we'll see what this means. The thing about Disney that really is gross to me, the thing that I've seen recently that Disney does a lot with their, and you know, they've got a lot of games out right now, and you're going to see those games probably get meshed into the Epic platform as well. That will, those games like Disney Speedstorm, you know, what's the other one they have that came out that I've actually been telling people to go play Palia instead. Because this is what Disney does. Disney goes, yo, let's make a game. Let's make a game. Let's bait people into playing our game because we have all these iconic characters and things that people love and want to be immersed in their worlds and stuff, right? So Disney makes these games and they go, oh, these are going to be free to play games. This is one of the most disgusting things I've seen Disney do of late. Anyways, we'll make them free to play games. We'll call them free to play games. Excuse me. Let me be very clear. We will call them free to play games. Look, and let's be honest. Disney knows what they're doing the whole time here. So they tell everybody that they're going to be releasing these free to play games, but until they're full released, the free to play access won't happen. So what they do is they release these games in early access for like a couple years. And the only way you can play the games in early access is if you buy a supporter pack, which is basically AAA retail price tag for the game. And then whenever they're ready to full release the game, they backtrack off of that free to play statement and they go, okay, now the game's not going to be free to play anymore. So basically what they do is they do this as a way to promote their games as free to play games, and when they're never actually ever free to play anyways. It's a really disgusting thing that we've watched Disney do for a while, you know, and I don't know. It's gross to see a marketing ploy like that. We know that Disney's got a lot of stuff that is very enticing to a lot of people. There are a lot of individuals of all ages that love the Disney, a lot of the Disney universes and characters and stuff like that. And, you know, to see them do marketing ploys and things like that, it's just real gross. It's you know, unfortunate. It's not needed. It's kind of disgusting. And we'll talk more about it as we dive in here. But this is big news. And there's going to be a lot of implications for what this means moving forward. And explicitly based on what this means about how much of a stake is Disney buying into here with Epic. We will see. Apparently Halo Season 2, people are enjoying it much more than Season 1. That's good. I didn't think they were going to even make a Season 2 of Halo 2, the adaptation, because Season 1 was apparently balls. Just terrible. You know what else we need to probably look up? That's what it was, right? It was, oh, it was a state of play, my bad. So we missed this on Tuesday. I didn't stream long enough on Tuesday to watch this. Let's recap this right there. Let's make sure we hit on that. Bop. There it is. I wasn't sure my mic was working, man. Bop being the key word for making sure your mic's working, if you guys didn't know that. If you don't know, now you know. US gamers alone spent $57 billion. Billion. With a B. billions of dollars in 2023. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? When you see this number, this 57 billion, that's insane. That's just in the US alone, right? And then you look at how every company last year, virtually every company, not literally, but virtually, almost every company last year in the gaming industry was firing employees. This is what's going to be really interesting. The end of the fiscal year is coming up. We've already heard PlayStation saying that they're having another record-breaking year. Sony has said PlayStation is having another record-breaking year. They've made some of their top studios fire people. You know, it seems like everybody's doing it. Everybody's firing people. But there's so much money in the industry. It's a weird feel. It's a weird feel right now for what's happening. And it's going to be really interesting to see how much money was profited this year in the industry, fiscal year 2023 as a whole. I know that you have to break that down company to company, right? When you look at who was firing, how many people, and things like that, you have to look at the micro. You can't just macro it. You gotta look at the smaller picture to an extent as well. But you know, it is going to be kind of interesting to see the end of fiscal year 2023 numbers, and then take a look back at how many jobs have been lost over the past fiscal year, and go, it's going to be, I think it's going to be very, very concerning. I think it's going to be very weird to look at, because I think there's going to be a lot of money, a lot of profit made, a lot of revenue, and a lot of job loss, which isn't going to make a lot of sense. Amazon is giving away a free Fallout game to celebrate the new Prime Video show. I hope it's Starfield. Too soon? I mean, it's just Fallout in space, right? Bro. Oh, dude, I guess choosing violence this morning. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think this is really worth diving into. It's not, for anybody that invests any kind of time and attention to the gaming industry at all, video gaming industry, you know, this title of this article isn't going to be a surprise. I've just been talking about it, right? The video game industry is a disaster zone, according to Starfield and Deus Ex star, who had 3 projects canceled. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's insane what's going on right now. Alone in the Dark, everything we know about the remake. We'll take a quick peek at that. Yeah, new universe connected to Fortnite. I knew it was going to have to do with that. Yeah, so let's read into this one instead of the Wall Street Journal one. That'll be a little bit better, I think. We already talked about this. What does this mean? Nintendo says it will overcome challenges of generational transition with unique propositions. What? Let's see what that means. Yo, Ferret, are you in here? I found you an article, dog. Where's my dude at? Where's my dude? I think this applies to reject as well. There we go. All right. Keep it going. Yeah, why is the $180 billion games industry shedding thousands of staff? That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just talking about. You know? This is it's crazy, man. It's not like the industry is tanking. This is what's weird. You know, you can't, you know, we keep talking about the number of job losses and things in the industry that keep it's getting worse and worse and worse. But the industry is still more profitable year on end, you know? It doesn't make sense, dude. Skull and Bones is now in open beta, almost as if Ubisoft intends to finally release it. Oh, bro, we got to read this. This is going to be written very well. I'm going to love this article. Continuing the prank that they intend to actually release Skull and Bones. Let's go, dude. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to get New Game Plus in March. Word up. Yo, and you know what? It won't be paywalled. Sega, let's go ahead and talk about this. Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox games are 50% off, I'm guessing, at Best Buy. Let's see what we got here. Oh, dude. Toys for Bob layoffs lead to office closure in California. More layoffs. Yo, I saw something really, really funny. I saw this video, and I have to applaud Activision for this. You know, I'm not one to really stand up and make a fuss to promote anything normally that's Blizzard or Activision, because for such a long time now that company's been just pretty atrocious. They haven't had a whole lot going for quite some time to get excited about or to give them props for. But props, you know, I'll give props whenever props are due, and I saw a video of a streamer here recently that apparently had been cheating, and they've introduced this new mechanic in Call of Duty called splatting. I think that's what they're calling it, splatting. And so basically what happens is they're not just outright banning cheaters out of their game. What they're doing is whenever they've identified a for sure cheater in their game, they're implementing a mechanic that basically makes, because in a Call of Duty, you're dropping in and stuff, right, for the multiplayer stuff, and when they drop in, their parachute automatically goes away and they just fall to the ground and die. and I think the funniest thing about it is that what it's doing is it's actually catching people off guard. They didn't know what was going on, right? So there's a bunch of these cheaters, and don't get me wrong, there's always going to be some false identifiers out there and stuff, but most of the time they get it right. Okay, and what's funny is whenever it initially happened, this was something brand new. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew what was going on. So there are a bunch of these cheaters, these streamers, you know what I mean, and broadcast content creators and stuff that had been getting fairly popular for their Call of Duty play and stuff like that, when really they were just cheating the whole time. And they didn't realize that what had happened was not a bug. It was an actual intended mechanic to wreck them, because they had been caught cheating, right? So what happens then is, because they think it's a bug, they start trying to call out Activision, and they like upload a clip onto like Twitter or something, and then find out after the fact they actually just exposed themselves, because then Activision goes, no, this is a new mechanic. You're a cheater. And you just got splatted. So anytime you try to play our game moving forward, you're not banned out of the game. You just won't ever be able to play the game. You'll just fall in and die every single time. Even got rezzed. I even watched somebody get rezzed and they immediately just fell right back down to the ground and died again. It was so nice. I loved seeing it, dude. It felt so good. I hate cheaters in like competitive, online competitive games and stuff. You want to cheat in your own single player game or whatever to have some fun. I don't really give a crap, whatever. People have done that forever, and it doesn't affect anybody else. It doesn't affect the company. It doesn't affect the anybody else's gameplay or anything. So what you do, dude, have fun, whatever. That's what games are about, having fun. But whenever you're doing it in a live service game and you're affecting other people's gameplay, you're affecting the quality of the game, and you're putting everybody else at a disadvantage because you're weak. You can't invest time to get good at the game. You suck. You should get wrecked like that. And it was so nice to see Activision do it that way, to where they were actually having these content creators literally put themselves on blast and not even know it. It was hilarious, dude. Borderlands 4 announcement may be imminent, new video indicates. God, dude, I would love for this developer to get out from underneath Embracer. Embracer's absolute scum, dude. They're the worst. And knowing that this game's going to be or is being developed underneath Embracer feels terrible. I hate to see it. 1 second. We'll pull this up. Who gives a crap? The game's a piece of trash anyways. Yo, let's look at how Suicide Squad's doing. Oh my god, dude. The critic rating has gone even further down. Wow, dude. Brutal. Yeah. Yep. Feels bad, dude. Feels bad. I saw it coming, man. FTC complains that Microsoft's 1900 gaming layoffs contradict what was said in the antitrust trial. Uh-oh. Interesting. PS5 leak reveals 3 new retro remasters coming soon. Interesting. Yeah. As Switch 2 rumors heat up, Nintendo president calls moving to a new console never easy because you guys suck at it. Because Nintendo's balls at moving to a new console. They're actually terrible at it, dude. They are not good at taking care of their community when they move over to a new platform. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. This is my greatest concern. They've needed to move to new hardware for years now. The Switch has been a great console, but it is outdated severely. Severely outdated. Has it still sold? Yeah, because it's Nintendo. And there are too many people that love Nintendo software. So, of course it sells. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? They could not come out with new hardware for 5 more years and the Switch would still sell. It's just the way it is. Doesn't mean that they haven't been behind the ball game on what, you know, technology has brought us and what they should have done with hardware already. It's just, it is what it is. But the most daunting thing about talking about Nintendo bringing a new console to us as consumers is how they're going to approach that with a new online platform, because they do it every time. Instead of having a perpetual, ongoing Nintendo Online, it doesn't need to be called Wii Online. They need to have one platform where you can always go to connect if you're playing on their current gen console or previous gen consoles, and you can access any of the content that was accessible for those. But instead what they do is they make a whole new platform, and then it's like everybody needs to convert over to the new platform. There's never any backwards compatibility, and then they shut down all the flipping the previous platform access, and like they're doing right now with the Wii U and the 3DS. And they take away all your access to the previous content. They are terrible, dude. They suck so bad. And we will see how they address moving people over to the new platform. It will probably be a flippin' fiasco because they're terrible at it. I hope not. I hope they do a decent job, but they're not good at it. Forza's making changes to car progression. Forza fans might want to know that. Let's pull that up. Capcom survey. Video game publisher asks fans which game should get a remake. None until you remove your stupid new DRM from everything. Get right, Capcom. The thing that sucks is I'm actually going to be buying a Capcom game pretty soon, too. I can't help it. Dragon's Dogma 2. I got to. Dragon's Dogma 1 was too good. This whole new DRM crap they're doing, though, is actually asinine. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a nearly perfect suicide mission. Yo, let's stick with this. Alright. Yerp. Beep boo boo, beep boo boo. Alright. This is kind of interesting here. The Federal Trade Commission complains that Microsoft's 1900 gaming layoffs contradict what was said in antitrust trial. Let me preface this real quick with the notion that the FTC was overruled here in the US, if you don't recall. The FTC tried to block the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft last year, right? And they were overruled. And so the FTC is not happy with Microsoft. And the FTC is going to continue to try and go at Microsoft for anything they can. So if something comes up in this fashion where the FTC can try and point a finger at Microsoft and try and lay blame on them and say that you lied during your due process of laying out facts to us, you know what I mean? Then they're going to do that. Whenever they were having to give information and stuff like that. Here's the problem. When it comes to this kind of thing, you can't ever be fully sure exactly what is going to need to take place whenever you acquire another company either. And look, I fully expected that they were going to need to clean house a little bit. Activision Blizzard's been a hot mess for a long time. I know that some of these, a good portion of these layoffs were actually under Microsoft as well, but there was a large chunk of them that were Activision Blizzard. I'm hopeful that there will be an amount of rehire. I don't know for a fact, but I am hopeful. But I think that part of what happened here is in some form or fashion what needed to be done. You know, they had to, after the acquisition, go in with a microscope and take a look at how they could better reorganize this company, right? They needed to probably take a look at how they could trim the fat, get rid of some of the, less productive parts of these companies, reorganize, and then they'll probably rehire after they figure out how they want to, get the reorg running and set back up and get pushing full steam ahead after that fact. I think that this is part of what's happening here. So the FTC is going to try and point a finger and say that, you lied to us during the, the proceedings, and I don't think it's as easy as that. You know what I mean? Microsoft probably be like, exactly what I'm saying is probably the way Microsoft will address it. This is a business. We acquired large businesses. We had to take a look at how we had to address these as a business. That meant that we needed to lay off some people for a reorg, and there will be rehires that come after the fact. And that's how they'll address it, and they'll get away with it. But let's look at this. So the FTC says the layoffs are inconsistent with Microsoft's claims that the companies would operate independently. Oh, so that's what they're saying. Claims that the companies would operate independently. Well, in a new letter, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, has complained that Microsoft's 1,900 layoffs across its video game workforce contradict what was said in the antitrust trial over its now complete acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The letter was filed to a U.S. federal appeals court earlier today. In it, the FTC says Microsoft's representation to the court was that the post-merger company will be structured and operated in a way that would readily enable Microsoft to divest any or all of the Activision businesses as robust market participants in the unlikely event that such a divestiture is ordered. The FTC specifically takes issue with Microsoft's assertions that the layoffs would reduce areas of overlap between Microsoft and Activision, which is inconsistent with Microsoft's suggestion to this court the two companies will operate independent post-merger. The layoffs, the FTC argues, will make it harder for the agency to get effective relief should it prove successful in its pending administrative proceeding. Layoffs were first revealed in January. Have been seemingly rolling out across Microsoft sporadically. Blizzard's esports divisions, for example, were informed of layoffs on January 30th. But they were part of that 1,900 number of layoffs. Yeah. The FTC wasn't able to stop the merger, but they have continued to argue against the court's decision to allow it to go through. Here's the thing. They want to argue that, like, the layoffs are inconsistent with Microsoft's claims the companies would operate independently, right? But this doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to let Activision Blizzard operate independently. If you've paid attention to what's happened here as well, there's been a lot of management changes, right? Bobby Kotick is gone, thank God. Mike Ibarra is gone, thank God. You know, there are big, massive reorganizational changes happening under Activision Blizzard. Along with that is going to come a lot of, you know, potential layoffs as well. Like I said, they're looking at those companies, you know, under a microscope. So it's not necessarily them trying to make them independent or dependent upon Microsoft. It's about them trying to find a better way to structure them and organize them to work as businesses which Microsoft owns. And that'll be their argument on this front, right? You can't just buy a company and go, oh, everything's fine, just let it keep running, when you know that, you know what I mean? Any kind of successful business is going to take a look at what could potentially need to be done to get a business you now own to be a more efficient, more well-oiled machine, if you will. And dude, Activision Blizzard obviously needed it for a long time, right? So I do think rehires will probably happen here. I don't know for sure, but I don't think FTC really has a leg to stand on this one, to be honest. They are just pissed. FTC's really pissed. They are. They're upset that Microsoft was able to fully acquire Activision Blizzard, and they're trying to find anything they can to continue to go at Microsoft on this front. PS5 leak reveals 3 new retro remasters coming soon. A new leak associated with PlayStation 5 has revealed that 3 new remasters of classic adventure games are seemingly headed to the platform. New listings for the remastered iterations of Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, and Grim Fandango have now been rated in Taiwan for PS5. This is the first time any of these classic LucasArts adventure games had ever come to consoles. Now, it seems as though developer Double Fine Productions wants to ensure they'll remain accessible in the years to come by porting them to the latest PlayStation hardware. Yeah, the biggest question is probably in regards to what kind of improvements, if any, each will boast. But if you want to see what these games are, they have the trailers down below. Take a look. There you go. Forza Motorsport is making changes to car progression. I don't think the new Forza Motorsport has done fantastic. It was pretty buggy on release too, from what I understand. Woo! Yeah, it's released on October 9th. %38 positive of over 5,300 user reviews. It's a rough look. That's a rough look. Let's look at some recent reviews. AI drivers are pretty terrible. Graphics are poorly optimized. No option to race with friends and fill the rest with AI. Some tracks have frame rate issues. Upgrade system makes 0 sense. Unlock sport race tires fast, but need to grind many more levels just to have the points to equip them. Seriously disappointing.
I'm the one in control. The one that brings the heat. The one with the flow. The one that's defined. I'm the one in control. The one with
Poor handling, many FPS drops, graphical bugs, poor camera view, missing road texture, car colors looking dull. This is coming from somebody that's played almost all the Forza games through their history. Literally no testing. There must have been literally no testing at all of this game, since it contains so many non-hidden bugs or you know, like just rampant bugs. You know what I mean? Bugs that you come across and happen consistently, right? AI being all over the place, crashing into you and creating a bad experience in single player. Single player career is missing a lot of content, lacking of maps, lacking of some race classes, and no 25 lap races, no feeling of actual progress. Car point system is a good idea, but lacks understanding of what makes Forza fun. The grind takes way too long. Doesn't make sense to make you do it all over again if you want to customize the same car. Camera is fixed while changing wheels or other parts, which makes the whole experience of customization of the car you worked so hard feel awful. Whole menu feels awkward and soulless. Having a fixed car in the menu is probably the worst thing with the menu at the moment. No new stickers for the paint options, and no new paints. No wheel spacers, no turbo lag option. Car parts prices make no sense. No skipping of practice before you start a race. Car prices make no sense. No feeling of actually winning something. Good parts. Multiplayer is good. Intro for the series is a nice touch. New hoods and body parts a nice addition. Car list is okay. New maps are well done. So the developer that it shows here is Turn 10, right? But this is also Playground Games. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Playground Games and Turn 10, they've been making these Forza games for a long time. And if they've been doing this for a long time and then they release a game like this and it shows that you know, they did such a terrible job here. Not just content-wise, but performance-wise as well, right? This is a look at companies that have been doing this same kind of game for such a very long time. How have they botched it like this, right? The reason I bring this up is because if you can't trust companies that have been doing this same game for so long and they've shown a downward trend of a product that they're bringing to the table for you as a consumer, how are you going to trust Playground Games with a game like Fable that they've never done a genre like that before? I'm not saying it's going to be bad. You have to look at the facts here too. Playground Games is making the new Fable game, and people are hyped about it, as they should be, because Fable is an iconic series. But Playground Games has never, ever, ever made anything genre-wise close to something like Fable. And did the Cinematic, look cool and fun, sure. But that's all it was. And they can call that gameplay all they want, but it wasn't really gameplay. Most of what you saw in that trailer was not gameplay. It was mostly cinematic. And I'm worried about what a game like Fable is going to turn out to be for a company that's never made a game in or anything close to that genre, when they can't even make the games they're normally making. They can't even make the games that they're known to make. That's a bad look, dude. But Forza Motorsport is making changes to car progression, so apparently they're trying to change some of the things that people haven't liked. Turn 10 Studios has announced that it's making changes to how car progression works in Forza. In a blog post on Wednesday, the developer says that the changes will be coming alongside the game's next major title update in March. First thing revealed is that all car parts can be accessed starting at car level 1 for every car in the game. Quote, once a car is added to your car collection, you can install upgrades to it in any order that you wish, the studio says. Whether it's engine swaps, race tires, aspiration changes, body kits, or any other part available for your vehicle, you will have the freedom to build your cars your way. The next update relates to car points. In addition to earning them as you level up your car points will be able to be purchased using in-game currency. At the start, it will cost 4,500 credits to purchase 500 car points. A ratio that Turn 10 Studios says is being tested, could change after launch. This means you can begin to immediately install upgrades to your car if you have sufficient credits, or if you would rather save your credits, you can still earn car parts through car leveling as before. Lastly, it was announced that brand discounts will remain the same. That means that 5% discount per car that gets to level 50 before for a specific manufacturer. Getting a car to level 50 will still take roughly 2 to 3 hours of on-track racing. I say I'm glad they're trying to fix stuff, but it sounds like good luck, dude. We'll see what happens after the updates come, and we'll see if they're able to appease some of these this negative feedback that players have had for the game. But it's not a good look. Going on 4 months after the release, it's a pretty rough look for that game right now. Here we go, man. Here's one we've liked to talk about quite a bit. Skull and Bones is now open beta, almost as if Ubi intended to finally release it. This is going to be a fun article to read because, dude, I have busted on Ubi for this Skull and Bones crap for a long time. Play before the multiplayer pirate boat game launches next week. Wink, wink. Yeah. This game has had like 8 delays. It's been in development for what, like 12 years, something like that, dude. It's actually insane. Yeah, and look, I mean, when you look at the game, it looks like it's been in development for 12 years. It looks old, honestly. It looks pretty old. It doesn't look like a modern game necessarily. It doesn't look terrible, but it's this has been just a tumultuous production process for this game. I've told people for the longest time now, don't buy into this on pre-order or release. You save yourself some grief, buyer's remorse. Just wait till it comes out. No matter how good you might think this looks, and the premise of this game might be appealing to you, and it doesn't matter. You wait on this. Wait. Absolutely wait. And see what reviews are saying. And you're not going to be missing out. Woo. You're not going to be missing out by waiting a few days to see what the reviews are saying on this game, on this title. It does not deserve to have people buying into this right away. It just doesn't. So be careful here. This is a weird one, and if it actually does, the thing is, like, what was it, October of 2022? Is that right? October of 2022. They even had like an hour-and-a-half long showcase dedicated to this game because they were like, we're releasing this finally, and they still delayed it, and it's still not out. And we're like, what, approaching a year and a half later. It's crazy, man. Continuing their great prank of pretending they plan to release Skull and Bones, Ubisoft today launched an open beta for their multiplayer open world pirate boat game. The free beta will run until Sunday night, after which Ubi will presumably delay the game for another 17 years, while once again redesigning the whole thing. When you buy your great grandniece Skull and Bones for her 17th birthday, you'll be able to tell her you were there for the mythical open beta of 24. Here's the open beta trailer, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Destiny is calling, and our names are on her lips. Oh, yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, the waves forever roll. Long after I'm a Davy Jones, tell none but Skull and Bones. Yo ho.
Bing, ba-bing, ba-bing, ba-bing. The open beta poodles about a variety of waters from the Red Isle Starter Zone to the East Indies, Coast Africa, and open seas. It lets you start on ranking up with the game's main campaign contracts, as well as take on side contracts and bounties and rumble with world events. It does have cross-platform multiplayer and progression, so it's nice that you'll be able to play with pals. Neatly, your progression will carry over to the full game. Ubi is also offering treats like sorry guys, ship cosmetics and a lemur pet for hitting particular infamy ranks during the open beta. On PC, the open beta is available through Ubi Connect and the Epic Game Store. Nope, no Steam. Also on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. For the UK, the beta will end after midnight on Monday at 12:59 a.m. They've got links for everything you could need to see about the beta, playing it, all that stuff. I'll link it for you guys, okay? So take a look if you want to try it out, see what's going on there. Spider-Man 2 is going to get New Game Plus in March. And I'm willing to bet this will not be paywalled, Sega. For those of you that didn't hear, don't remember, Sega has paywalled New Game Plus in the new Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth game, which is unacceptable. It's disgusting. Nobody should be buying that game. Nobody should be actually supporting Sega at all until they backtrack and change this. There's a terribly, terribly scummy mechanic from a developer and publisher that is not any kind of content that should ever be paywalled. Absolutely not. So it feels so disgusting. I will continue to call them out. This is the kind of stuff that we got to be very, very careful with in this industry. When you start getting things like companies doing this where they're trying to paywall things like New Game Plus, literally the next step is paywalling accessibility options, paywalling, video options, paywall. I mean, that's like where that's headed, dude. It's insane. That's just craziness, man. It should never happen. Insomniac Games has revealed Marvel Spider-Man 2 is getting a long-awaited New Game Plus mode on 7 March, alongside a number of tweaks and improvements for the game. The news was confirmed on Twitter, with Insomniac teasing highly requested features including New Game Plus, new collectible suits, and more. For now, the studio has remained tight-lipped about what else players can expect, but a full list of incoming features will be revealed closer to the launch of the new game update. As for New Game Plus, the feature remains the subject of mystery. Typically, these game modes will allow players to replay a game with certain skills, abilities, or items already unlocked. But in the case of Spider-Man 2, this may make the game too easy in its early stages. Sometimes they'll give you a different difficulty as well. It just depends. There's also the matter that Insomniac has seemingly been working on the mode since the launch of the game in October of last year, suggesting it may be more than a simple replay for keen players. Studio hasn't shared details of the mode and its accompanying update just yet. There could be more to these plans than meets the eye. A New Game Plus mode that introduces new story content or teasers isn't out of the question for this game, and very recently, developer Remedy Entertainment proved how effectively the mode can work for video game narratives with Alan Wake 2, which is a total piece of crap. Sorry, I can't help but add that in there. For one, I got soft locked out of Alan Wake 2, and unless I wanted to backtrack for a save that was 6 hours old, a manual save that was 6 hours old, all of my auto saves were within the realm of where the soft lock was at. So I was not willing to lose 6.5 hours of game time in a game that I already was not very fond of. I didn't like Alan Wake 2 very much. I didn't think Alan Wake 2 was very good. I loved Alan Wake 1. I did not think Alan Wake 2 was very good. I don't know how that game got rated so high. It was kind of crazy. For now, all Insomniac has spoken about for its newest game update is the ability to swap Venom Tendril colors, the ability to change the time of day, and a number of accessibility tweaks. So we will keep track of what else this could potentially mean, but New Game Plus is coming to Spider-Man 2 in March. Select Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox games are 50% off at Best Buy if you have Best Buy in your region. Dozens of physical games are on clearance at Best Buy right now, dropping prices on select Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch titles by up to 50%. One of the best deals is for the limited edition Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection for Series X, which you can grab for just $76, normally $150. Many of Best Buy's other video game clearance deals are for Xbox titles like Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Xbox One for $10, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition on Series X for $16. Plenty of noteworthy PlayStation discounts like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for $25, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 on PS5 for $26. Banger games, dude. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition on PS4 for $21, also a banger game. It has its issues, but still a banger game. Meanwhile, Nintendo Switch players can grab games like Bayonetta 3 and Fire Emblem Warriors: The Three Hopes for $31 each. There's a lot of other games listed here. You can see the video game clearance sale. They've got the games and the platform that they're on listed to the side. So, I don't know. Take a look, see if there's anything you might be interested in if you are able to get Best Buy products. All right. Oh, dude, more layoffs. Here we go. Brutal. Toys for Bob layoffs lead to office closure in California. Recently, Microsoft moved to lay off almost 2,000 employees, many of which were from the Titans gaming subsidiaries, including the recently acquired Activision Blizzard. One label hit particularly hard by these layoffs was Toys for Bob, a 35-year-old studio famed for the creation of the Skylander series and most recently known for working on the Modern Warfare franchise and Call of Duty Warzone. It was recently revealed by the San Francisco Chronicle that Toys for Bob's office in Novato, California, the company's headquarters, will be shut down, according to a state filing. What's happening at Activision? In recent weeks, teams at Activision Blizzard have been fearful for the future of their livelihoods, and many have lost their jobs outright in a vast wave of layoffs. Activision Blizzard's teams were slashed, with a huge blow being struck to the company's esports teams especially. Toys for Bob was impacted by a wave of layoffs that saw 162 Bay Area workers dismissed. The San Francisco Chronicle confirmed. Not only that, but it was referenced that the company's Bay Area office has been scheduled for closure. Seems that Toys for Bob is pivoting to a remote working model like Sledgehammer Games recently did, and the team could be downsizing into a smaller office, which is what's on the cards for Sledgehammer, as we exclusively revealed last month. This has already been an awful year for the games industry in terms of financial woes, layoffs, and studios closing. Not yet known what the future of Toys for Bob looks like, but sources have suggested the core studio is running as normal with a majority of staff moving to a remote model. So this is just a more information about who has been affected as a result of the Microsoft layoffs, right? Yeah. Again, I think that my inkling here, and I don't have any kind of definitive information here in regards to how right I could be here. This is just my kind of inclination about what could be happening here with Microsoft and what they're doing with the layoffs that have had to do with the Activision Blizzard side of things here. I think that a big part of this is cleaning house. It's reorganization. We've seen from even the top of Activision Blizzard, there are big organizational changes happening. And I think that a big part of what they're doing is they're putting these companies under a microscope ever since they acquired them last year, at the end of last year. And they are restructuring, they're trimming fat, they're trying to figure out how they want to reorganize these companies to better suit their needs and what they're trying to get done after they now own these businesses. And quite often that'll be something that happens. I think there will probably be some rehire here too. The thing is, we probably won't hear about the rehire, right? So I don't know for a fact. I'm hopeful that there will be rehire, but hopefully we would find out. I don't know. We'll just have to try to pay attention and see what happens. What up, Soup? What's going down, buddy? How you doing? Don't shut down COD. No, my copium, my COD copium, bro. Ah. How you doing, buddy? Hi, dude. I was actually talking about this earlier. I don't know if have you seen the Call of Duty splat stuff? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? People getting splatted. I think that's what they're calling it. It's pretty wild. I was talking about this earlier, and it was I saw a video of it here recently. I don't know how new it is. But I did see like a content creator / streamer or somebody that basically, yeah, the anti-cheat stuff, bro. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good, dude. I saw a video of basically what I think the greatest thing about it is that I was watching this. I was watching this video about this where I'll go back to the news. Let me talk about this for a second. I saw this video. This guy he got hit with it, right? And he didn't know what was happening. And I think this is the smartest move by that could have been done in this situation by a company that is always trying to handle cheaters and stuff in a live service game. This is the best way to go about it, right? So instead of just like banning people out or even implementing some kind of mechanic like what I'm about to explain happened, and then telling people ahead of time what they would be in for, right? They just implemented it and didn't tell anybody anything, right? So what they did is they implemented this mechanic that's being referred to as like splatting. And if you've been identified as a cheater in their games, then whenever you're dropping into a map, your parachute just goes away and you just fall to the ground. You just fall to the ground and you die, right? And even if somebody comes in, because I've even seen somebody get revived, right? So even if you get revived, you immediately just fall to the ground again and die. It's flipping awesome. It's so awesome. And the thing that's great about it is because they didn't tell anybody what was going on initially, obviously people found out pretty quick because there were, notifications that people were getting and stuff like that. But a lot of these like content creators, broadcasters, stuff like that, they were basically ousting themselves. They were like identifying themselves as cheaters. Right. So they were like going out on social media, posting like clips to Twitter and like tagging Activision in it and going, yo, what is this bug? What is this? Fix this. Da da da. And then like getting replies back from Activision going, oh, that's not a bug. You're a cheater. And you just got splatted. So not only, you know what I mean? Were they getting wrecked in the first place by the developer, but then because the developer didn't identify it to anybody in the first place, they were getting like called out and then getting replied to, being able to reply to these cheaters and going, oh, hey, no, now you've just ousted yourself to like all of your followers that you're a cheater, It was flipping fantastic, dude. I loved it. I loved it. It was so good, man. I don't know how long that's been a thing, but I saw a video of it here recently, just like yesterday, I think, or the day before, and I was like, oh, man, that's flipping perfect, dude. That is perfect. I loved it, man. A Borderlands 4 announcement may be imminent, new video indicates. Dude, I would love for Gearbox to be out from underneath Embracer. This is a very, very scary look for Borderlands games moving forward, and Gearbox being the developer behind Borderlands and them being under Embracer. We all know what Embracer has turned into, right? They've been shopping around Gearbox, trying to get other companies to buy them. Apparently they were asking too much. It's been almost 5 years since the release of Borderlands 3, and while we got Wonderlands in the interim, fans are itching for the fourth mainline game to be announced and subsequently released. Especially now that Gearbox is owned by Embracer, and it feels like disaster might strike at any time. Now, the official Borderlands Twitter account is doing something interesting. I didn't quite get this at first, but flashing back to 2019, now I understand what may be going on. The Borderlands account has published a The Story So Far video about Borderlands 1. This is actually the same video that was first released in April of 2019. It was followed up by a Borderlands 2 Story So Far with a video with Handsome Jack shortly after. These came before the Borderlands 3 worldwide gameplay reveal in May, but after the announcement of BL3 in March 2019. The idea here is that Gearbox is running through these again ahead of a new third video about Borderlands 3, and that will lead into an announcement about Borderlands 4. We already know that Gearbox has been working on it. It's just a matter of for how long and when their timetable for release will be. My suspicion is that they may try to do a big reveal or even release around when the Borderlands movie comes out this August. Synergy and all that. Yeah, the Borderlands movie has had some issues with its development process too, though. You know, it's been a little bit weird. There we go. So, for context, with Borderlands 3 announced in March 2019, the game was actually released that same year, out that September, around 6 months later. So fans are hoping this may finally be the year. And this video being shared is not just reusing old content from 5 years ago, just so there's something to throw up on social. It's be interpreted as a tease. I was like, am I reading this wrong? No, it's just written very poorly. While there are some that are misreading the end of the video as a declaration that Handsome Jack is coming back rather than a lead-in to a BL2 video, I do think it's possible, if not likely, Gearbox will bring him back. He's the series' most popular villain by far and really one of the most popular characters by far. I don't think they'll be able to resist the temptation. Gearbox is in an odd situation where they have been bought by Embracer but will still supposedly publish Borderlands through its old relationship with 2K. Speaking of villains, Embracer has become something of a bane to the industry, buying studios, then laying off workers en masse and shutting down projects mostly recently. Man, they need an editor. Forbes? This is Forbes. A new Deus Ex game. There were rumors that the cash-strapped company may end up selling Gearbox to plug a revenue gap after a deal fell through. That has not yet manifested into anything of significance. As for Borderlands 4, it enters a market where it may feel the need to go down the live route, where it has done content additions and DLC in the past, but not in the traditional seasonal battle pass way we've seen with so many more recent games. But it's the OG looter shooter, and it seems likely it would still find a big audience for a fourth game in any format. I do wonder how its visuals and humor will continue to age. However, in the modern gaming landscape, as generally speaking, the third game wasn't quite as well received as the second. We'll see if these teases go anywhere. Yeah, most people thought the third was okay. Not as good as the second or the first. And, I mean, to be fair, the pre-sequel was not great either, you know? So, we'll see. Borderlands has definitely not been as great of recent as it used. I think that, and even Wonderlands was something that was respectable. Some people didn't really dig it though. You know, I think it was like rated at about a 70 to 75, something like that. So it's okay. Let's see what this means. Nintendo says it will overcome challenges of generational transition with unique propositions. What does this mean? Furukawa insists it's taking nothing for granted following Switch's success. Nintendo has said it's more important than ever to offer consumers unique propositions in order to stand out in an increasingly competitive marketplace. During a Q&A session following Nintendo's financial results briefing on Wednesday, the company was asked what risks it's especially mindful of as it looks to build on the success of its dedicated gaming platforms and its expanding IP business. We approach our business every day with a profound sense of urgency, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa told shareholders. The generational transition of platforms in the dedicated gaming console business is never easy. We have experienced significant challenges following successful platforms multiple times, so we never consider our current situation to be totally secure. Furthermore, as you pointed out, our business is always exposed to great competition. From a broader entertainment perspective, not only video games, but also various forms of leisure are competitors in this industry. In this environment, there's an increasing need more than ever before to continue offering unique propositions to become a brand that customers choose. Although the company is yet to comment publicly, Nintendo's Switch successor is widely expected to launch this year. Yep. While specific details of the console are being kept closely guarded, VGC spoke to sources VGC spoke to indicated it would be able to be used as in portable mode, similar to the Switch. That makes sense. To continue offering innovative entertainment that can be enjoyed by our customers worldwide, we believe that continuing with our integrated hardware software dedicated gaming console business is the best strategy at this point. Furukawa said this week. As such, we are advancing various research and development efforts. Since our products are not daily necessities, if they are not interesting, we quickly lose people's attention. Therefore, it's crucial to continue efforts to make Nintendo feel close, even outside of the dedicated gaming console, increase customers who support Nintendo IP over the long term, and maintain connections with our customers. They need to do better by their fan base, as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah. Okay. Amazon is giving away a free Fallout game to celebrate the new Prime Video show, which hits, was it early April, I think? I keep forgetting the date. Prime Gaming is one of the best Amazon Prime membership benefits, offering a rotating selection of freebies and exclusive DLC items for some of the biggest multiplayer games around. This month, Amazon is celebrating the impending launch of its Fallout TV show on Prime Video with a very well-timed perk. Till March 6th, Amazon Prime subscribers can claim a free copy of Fallout on PC. So it'll be the original Fallout, yeah. Yeah, released in 97. Post-nuclear role-playing game. So they've got an entire synopsis here of what you can expect in the game. Most people know what the original Fallout game was about and everything. And if you aren't familiar with Prime Gaming is something that comes along with Amazon Prime as a subscription. And you get, quite often, each month will come with some free games. Sometimes they're on Amazon's platform. Sometimes they're on Epic. Sometimes they're on GOG. It just depends. You'll also get in-game content, stuff like that. But this article has links to everything that you may need, okay? There you go. Alone in the Dark, everything we know about the remake. Pieces Interactive, the popular video game studio, has been giving fans their horror fix for years now. Their popular Alone in the Dark series has seen various installments since the first game's release in '92. The studio is reimagining the popular horror game from the 90s, giving gamers an Alone in the Dark remake. Everything we know so far. The series has seen 6 installments, with the remake of the first one being its 7th. The series usually follows the same protagonist, Edward Carnby, as he investigates a haunted house or village filled with undead monsters. The original game was unique due to its usage of 3D graphics in a world of video games mainly being produced with 2D graphics. Since then, the series has upgraded its quality and more, giving horror fanatics some of the best gameplay possible. The newest title is a complete remake of the original, released for computer in 1992. While this will surely bring back a wave of nostalgia for many players, it will also certainly bring in quite a bit of new fans due to its updated mechanics, graphics, and more. When's it going to release? Sometime this year. Not sure exactly when. Looks like it's going to be available on most platforms. Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. But no Switch version right now. It's that's what they're saying. All right, that's the meat and potatoes there about what to know about Alone in the Dark. Oh, dude, let's finish with that. Let's finish with that. We'll finish with the Disney buying into Epic stuff, man. There's a lot to there's gonna be a lot to hash out with that one. But we'll look at this first. Yo, check it out. New Suicide Squad ratings. It's gotten even worse. So from Tuesday to today, the Metascore has actually gone down into the 50s from the 60s. So it's pretty brutal. User scores are very poor as well. Steam, I think Steam has actually got this game rated quite a bit higher, but I think what we had heard was that there had been an amount of even the reviews here are going down. This is saying an 83. Well, here's the problem. We had heard that there was a bit of positive review buffing going on for this game. So I can't help but be a bit concerned that might have happened here on Steam a little bit. And you know, these reviews here seem the amount of positive reviews here at an 83% seems a bit high for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this game is probably a 3.8. I don't think this game is a 3.8 out of 10. This game is probably closer to, like, I expected this game to be like high 60s, probably average. If I was going to play it, that's probably where I expected it to be. You know, so I think that if you were to take like the Steam review scores and the Metacritic review scores and average those together, that's probably a more appropriate place, you know, something like that. I don't know. But, you know, it's not a great game. I think that's what you need to take away here. My advice here is, if this game looks fun, if it looks like something you're absolutely going to need to play, save yourself a little bit of heartache, buyer's remorse, and wait until you can get this on sale at some time in the near future, or get this on a subscription service when it hits those subscription services, because it's not worth the price tag. It is just not even close to being worth a AAA price tag. Not with all the monetization in it and stuff too, and the subpar content also, let's be fair. All right, let's recap this Final Fantasy. Oh god, Sephiroth. You know, you can't just sit here and look into those Sephiroth eyes without popping out an OA evil emote, you know what I mean? How do you manage limited desk space? Get rid of your desk. Then you don't have to worry about not having enough desk space anymore. Easy, bro. 3-head solutions. But we didn't get to watch the showcase for this on Tuesday, so let's recap this real quick. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth State of Play News Roundup. Here's everything revealed during the Rebirth State of Play showcase. Square Enix has finally lifted the lid on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in a dedicated PlayStation State of Play showcase designed to illuminate new gameplay and story details for the upcoming adventure, as well as reveal the arrival of a new playable demo. For those looking forward to the game, the showcase was a smorgasbord celebration with plenty of new tidbits to pour over and teases to analyze. Here's everything revealed during the FF7 State of Play showcase. New trailer. Let's watch this bad boy. 4 minutes. Can you dig it? Let's go.
Cloud, bring me the black materia.
Yes, the black materia, Cloud.
The beginning of the end. The celebration of the faithful. A watershed moment for all mankind.
La, la, la.
Hey kids, sorry we're late.
I love it, dude. No, you don't. Nobody hit Tifa. Get him, Barrett.
You're going to pay! Now, who wants to be the first lucky lady?
Hey, boss! Your guests are here!
At long last, the knave returns.
I refuse to be upstaged a second time, my friend!
Good, Cloud. Very good. Fill your hollow heart with rage.
Nice. Where'd my boy Vincent at,
I'm
though?
back
You know
now,
what I'm
Aaron.
saying?
I'm back.
We ask that you retrieve it. The black materia, key to our oblivion. Please. It alone can liberate us from this endless dream.
Passing through. You.
Probably won't see Vincent for like the third game, I'm guessing.
Whew.
Which
Hey,
sucks!
They're getting some sun too, huh?
God dang, dude!
Well, Red, how do we look?
Barry, bro.
You should
What?
get yourself
Oh my god,
a
dude.
reading!
It's gotta be hiding some ginormous materia! Woohoo!
God dang, dude. Barrett, that sailor that looking like Popeye,
Hold this
dog.
thing over right now!
You said that Sephiroth
Oh! Oh, there he is, dude.
You wouldn't believe what he can do.
Finally. Oh, nice, dude. They got a card game in there. What about Blitzball, though? Where's the Blitzball at? I know, Final Fantasy X, but give me a break.
Wait,
Blitzball
don't
was dope.
misunderstand.
Sid.
You'll be the way home. So when you're ready, I'll be here.
An emissary from Wutai is here, sent by Viceroy Saru.
With all this goddamn blood on my hands, how could I ever hold my daughter again?
Those we hate, those we love, those we fear. Genova would become anyone to fool her prey.
Don't do this!
But I'm no fool.
Sephiroth! Hey!
No, not you.
Here, take it. This isn't about me, though.
Jawbreaker?
It's about saving the world.
What am I supposed to do with the Jawbreaker?
The reunion, when spite and sorrow are harvested to feed the planet.
No!
Nice, dude. PlayStation 5 exclusive. Yo, that was a nice trailer. Yoshinori Kitase, producer on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, kicked off the dedicated PlayStation State of Play with an introduction to the action of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and a new trailer revealing more about the battle against Sephiroth. This trailer featured a fresh fight with antagonist Reno and additional battles against other enemies in the wild. It also teased new motorbike battles and the arrival of Zack Fair, who plays a key part in Crisis Core. "I'm back, Aerith," Fair said in the trailer. "I'm back." Later in the trailer, Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa appear in holiday clothes in a resort destination. Dude, like, can we just talk about Barrett's clothes, please? Because Barrett's clothes were the best, dude. What the crap? Vincent Valentine! Woo! Also turned up in the new trailer, teasing a long history with Sephiroth that will likely be explored in greater depth than in the original game. While Valentine was previously an optional companion, Pierce will have an expanded role in Rebirth. Dude, I love Vincent. Zack Fair is also seen interacting with Sephiroth in this trailer in what promises to be a very intriguing confrontation. Gameplay and mini games revealed. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is 11 minutes, dude? Whatever, let's go. It is what it is. Let's see what we got. Dude, you remember how banger Final Fantasy VII was with, like, minigame stuff?
I'm waiting, Cloud.
In Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cloud and his companions triumph over destiny. Leaving the city of Midgar behind, they step out into an unfamiliar wilderness. It is here that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth begins. The stage upon which this ragtag band story unfolds is both vast and varied. The world is made up of multiple regions, all seamlessly interconnected. The grasslands. Located due south of Midgar,
Reject, what
this
up,
is where
dude?
Cloud and the gang resume
Yo, dude, I
their
saw that
adventure.
this morning, dude. I immediately thought of you and Ferret both. I was like,
The
dude,
Juno
I didn't even read that article. I just came across it. I was like, I gotta send this
Where
to
a
both of them,
metropolis
dude.
by the same name overlooks the ocean, a symbol of Shinra's military
What's
might.
up, buddy? How you doing, man? That's not Random Motai.
The Corel region. The resort town of
Here we
Costa
go.
del
Random
Sol
time, guys.
adorns its
Get us in
northern
there.
shore. While the gold
Oh, that's a
saucer
sick
stands
truck,
as
dude.
a
Let's go.
gilded oasis above the dust
That almost
bowl
looked like
far
something
to the
out of like
south.
Mad Max. Nice reject.
The Gingaga
How you
region.
doing, buddy?
Pay tribute to Zack
That's
while
funny,
exploring
bro.
his hometown. Or visit what remains of the local Mako reactor.
I was trying to help you guys out, you know?
The Cosmo Canyon region. Become one with the planet as you return to Red 13's roots. The Nebel region. Take a trip down memory lane with Cloud and Tifa. Or stop by Shinra Manor, where Vincent rests in peace.
Let's go.
Your adventure will even
Five
extend to
Street,
the
baby.
high seas.
The tiny Bronco, dude.
There's more to do than simply walk around, however. First, let's look at world intel.
I like how more, but you know,
Assisting
it's crazy
Chadley
because the
with his
vehicles were in the
research
original
will
Final
deepen
Fantasy
his
game, right?
understanding of
But
the
it's
world,
like you didn't really get a
allowing
good
him
look
to
at like what
develop
the
new
vehicles were
materia.
actually. I mean, because you know, you can tell
This
like
research takes many
that's,
forms,
like
such as
the tiny
wrangling
Bronco and
chocobos,
the
or
like
playing with the Mooglets at their mog
big
stools.
wheeled vehicle and stuff.
You may
know,
also
but in
come
the
across
original game, dude, they were
sanctuaries
tiny,
brimming with
Couldn't
knowledge
see
of
'em very
divine
well.
entities, or lairs inhabited by fearsome, unique foes. Chadley will also enlist your help in researching mysterious artifacts known as proto-relics. Each investigation is its own side story, featuring a colorful cast of characters, exciting new minigames, and ferocious creatures. Are you up for the challenge? And once you recover all the proto-relics scattered throughout the world, There's no telling what new developments might be in store. Next, let's talk about odd jobs. These quests offer a deep dive into the regions of the world and the crazy characters who inhabit them. As a merc, Cloud will accept work from people he meets in his travels
crap?
and team up
You're
with
like
his
baiting
pals
a
to
chicken,
solve
dude?
their troubles. By helping those in need, he will also strengthen the bonds between him
What
and
the
his
crap?
comrades.
Dude, they got a bunch
Each
of
one of
mini
these
games.
odd
Holy
jobs
crap.
boasts a unique side story. Some, like Johnny's questline, borrow aspects from the original FF7, while others highlight content exclusive to Rebirth. You'll find all sorts of jobs the world over. And don't worry if you leave some for later. Story progression won't affect your side hustle. You can always go back to tie up loose ends. And this
Jesus.
freedom to experience the
You got all
story how
kinds
you
of crap, dude.
want
This is
is one
insane.
of Rebirth's greatest strengths. While some mini-games are tied to world intel and odd jobs, many are not. For example, popular ones from the Gold Saucer, such as 3D Brawler,
The gold saucer,
T-Bike,
baby.
and
God
Chocobo
dang.
Racing
That's what I was talking about
are in
before.
Final
All the
Fantasy
mini games in the
VII
original
Rebirth
game,
too.
you know, I mean, it was just full of mini games. It was dope.
Others improve upon their remake versions, while still more are completely new to Rebirth. We've even fleshed out some of the mini-games that were featured as part of the original Final Fantasy
Oh,
VII
bro,
main
no
scenario.
way.
Though this one is not in the original, I highly suggest you check out the card game,
Red
Queen's Blood.
accent? No
No matter
way.
where you are in the story, it's sure to both challenge and entertain you. Enjoy collecting all the cards and building your own unique decks.
Yeah, dude, Final Fantasy VIII's the one that had the card
I was
game.
planning to use the black materia, but I won't
Yeah,
let
they
that
actually
happen.
did, dude. Side hustle, yeah.
He has to be stopped by a Cetra. And I'm the last.
While mini-games and map exploration are a big part of Rebirth's charm, there's more to it than just that.
But I saw the card game and I was like,
Rebirth
man, if they put
provides
Final
a
Fantasy
cinematic
VIII,
experience,
you know, that's
with
basically
even
Final Fantasy
higher
VIII's
quality content
mini game,
and
right?
more
It was like Final
than
Fantasy VIII had
Remake.
that was the best thing
installment
about Final
follows
Fantasy
Cloud
VIII, in
and
my
company
opinion. You
after
love
the
Final Fantasy VIII?
escape
See, dude,
mission,
I was
up
not a
through
fan.
their arrival
I liked
at
the
the
mini
Forgotten
game,
Capital.
but I was not a fan of Final Fantasy VIII.
We've taken painstaking care to depict how the group bonds during their journey, one that ultimately decides Aerith's fate. Once you finish Rebirth, I'm sure you'll agree that no other game makes you feel quite this close to its characters.
Not even him.
The demo was fun, Soup. Nice, dude. Yeah, it
As
looks
for the
really good.
graphics,
It looks really good.
Rebirth makes full use of the PlayStation 5 and its SSD, meaning we could use much higher resolution assets than we could in Remake. And they will still
Like, I mean,
load in the
you know,
blink of an eye.
people want to take a look at like what a Final Fantasy game should be instead of like what Final Fantasy
Maintain a
16
60
was.
FPS frame rate with performance
You
mode.
know what I'm saying? Get wrecked, dude.
Or prioritize 4K resolution with graphics mode. Whichever you prefer.
Step her off!
Rebirth has you covered. Each character interacts with the world in their own way. Barrett shoots objects. Yuffie swings across gaps. Tifa has her grappling gun. Red can climb along walls.
Oh, bro. See, dude, Final Fantasy X was a
Sith
banger,
grabs
dude.
and throws
I
items.
think, dude, I could not get enough Blitzball. I love Blitzball. But, dude,
And Aerith
Final Fantasy
manipulates
X
the
was
life stream.
flipping amazing. That's
Whatever challenges you
love
face, your teammates
I
will
own
be
it.
ready to
Dude,
help
I've
you
got
overcome
it,
them.
yeah. Physical copy and everything. That game is so good.
Now for
I
the
loved it.
music.
The summons were great.
We wanted to
man.
pay respect
The story was
to the
really good. I
original
agree.
FF7's tracks, but also
Final
challenge
Fantasy VII 's
ourselves by
my
matching
favorite.
the feeling of each scene,
Always has.
which resulted in some truly innovative arrangements.
But Final Fantasy 3/6
Like, for example,
and
the
Final
following.
Fantasy X are very, very close seconds for me to Final Fantasy VII. For the series.
How was that?
Final Fantasy IX was
If
dope,
you enjoyed
too.
what you
It
heard,
was dope.
we recorded well over 400 new tracks for this game, so there's plenty more where that came from.
Didn't we hear they're remaking 9?
Thank you for choosing
I thought we heard
Bronco
they're
Cruises.
remaking 9.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed your trip with us.
Your
Was it a
party's
remake or a
bonds
rematch? I
aren't
think it's a
just
remake.
reflected in the story, but through
I need to
gameplay
look
as
back
well.
into that.
Hey,
The choices you make throughout your adventure will change the way your comrades feel towards Cloud.
Yeah. Place I made that promise to you.
These feelings affect who will join you on a day
Yeah,
in a
summer
gold saucer.
2024. Wow, dude.
Something
nice.
I'm sure many of you are excited about. In fact, even allies who weren't available in the original FF7
Thanks,
can
buddy.
now accompany you, provided you play your cards right. The saucer is packed
ride
with
that
many
G-bike, you
incredible
know what I mean?
sights to see and things to do. So your outing there will no doubt
Come
be
on
a
in.
highlight of the game.
What's up, Truth? God dang Tifa, dude.
Already have someone who you'd like to go with?
You first.
Cloud?
Well, we hope they feel the same way too. Your companions
I'll never
will share a
forget
bond,
seeing
not
like the
only
Final
with
Fantasy
Cloud,
VII cutscenes.
but with each
Dude, I
other
hadn't
as
seen
well.
anything like those cutscenes at the time. Final Fantasy VII was out.
Your
Those
party
cutscenes
level,
with Tifa Boy,
a numerical
God
expression
dang
of
it.
this bond, will increase as you overcome challenges.
I'm going to accompany you.
They were special.
The higher this level,
Red 13, boy.
the
I always
more
called him
skills
Red
will
X.
become
I always thought it was
available
cool
in
to call
your
him Red
character's
X.
folios,
Red 13.
a mechanic new to Rebirth. By unlocking the skills etched in these tones,
What's up, True?
your characters will
Good
grow
morning,
stronger
friendo.
and learn new synergy commands. Part of what makes Rebirth's combat so fun is all the different character combinations. Switch up your team to fit the situation, or even your mood. Every possible party combination has its own unique synergy commands. So once you find characters that work for you, focus on tweaking their skills to match your combat needs. And don't be afraid to experiment. You can reset your folios at any time. With new characters and synergy commands at
I
your
always liked
disposal,
Kate Sith, too. I thought Kate
Remake's
Sith was a cool
satisfying
character.
hybrid of action combat and strategic planning has been made even more dynamic and engaging.
Vincent, of the playable
We
characters,
can't wait
Vincent was
for you
always
to
my favorite,
experience
though.
all this and more.
I just thought
in
Vincent
Final
just had
Fantasy
too much
VII
swag,
Rebirth
dude.
on
He was
PlayStation
just too
5.
cool. I like Barrett a lot too. Game director Naoki Hamaguchi turned up next to reveal more about gameplay in the Rebirth. As detailed, the game will follow the events of Remake directly as Cloud and his friends enter a new wilderness and continue their quest to save the world. Sorry, I forgot to turn off my music while we were listening to that. The world map is made up of multiple regions, all seamlessly interconnected, and it appears Cloud and pals will be able to explore this map freely. In the Junin region, they'll encounter a town ruled by Shinra. In the Ikoro region, they'll find a sweeping resort. In Gongaga, they'll explore Zack Fair's hometown. In the Cosmo Canyon region and the Nibble region, they'll explore a range of idyllic sites. The Meridian Ocean is also traversable in this game. As revealed, there will be a number of unique investigations in the game, and as you explore these mysteries, Cloud and the game will take on the form of their PS1 low poly 3D models, which look absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that did look cool. Also, a minigame where the game will turn into frogs to discover new secrets, and another one where players will learn to play musical instruments. Also a brawler minigame, soccer minigames, carnival shooting minigames, dolphin riding minigames, dance style minigames, and a new card game known as Queen's Blood. Beyond the neat mini-games, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth State of Play also spotlighted the cinematic storytelling of the adventure, showing off scenes of Aerith performing in an arena and quieter moments between Cloud and his friends. This was followed by a breakdown of performance mode and graphics mode. One of them prioritizes smooth gameplay, while the other allows for crisper, more beautiful graphics. Music was also highlighted in the showcase. As detailed, the game will feature original tracks from Final Fantasy VII, as well as over 4 hundo new tracks. Friendship was also a core focus of this segment, with the bonds between Cloud and his closest companions. I noticed this. Playing a key part in the adventure, it appears you'll be able to take your friends on platonic dates to the Golden Saucer in this game, strengthening your bonds and your combat synergy. You'll be able to switch up your team for combat scenarios, experimenting with combat synergies, and joint attacks, so it's a good idea to spend time with everyone and learn their moves. The demo launched already. You can play it. It looks very good, dude. It does. I cannot wait for them to finally get the third one released, even though this one's not even out yet. You know, let's go ahead and get that. Let's get that third one released, and then get all of them to PC, so we can play them just back to back to back. You know what I mean? It'll be great. We're gonna have a great time. Oh, true. I'm doing all right. I got a little bit of a headache, and I don't know, man. What kind of desk do I use for limited space? I mean, I'll show you what my setup looks like. I've got it posted in the Discord. Pinned messages. This is my setup, bro. Actually, do I have a newer image or not? No, I don't. I haven't posted a pic since I moved all my stuff around. But this is the setup basically right here. This is a bit of an older picture. This is not, but you'll get the idea of the desk space I have, okay? So this would be it. So this is what I rock, dude. Headaches suck? Yeah, I know. I agree. Yeah. So, this is my setup. I've just got a big desk, dude. And then I got this little guy. So clean. I found another one that like so I built this shelf down here. This desk, or this is like a sofa table. This is like a sofa table, and it only came with a top shelf, but it was dimensions that were perfect to slide underneath the end of the desk. And so what I did was I went to the hardware store and I got a piece of wood, and I built little like basically like I just put L brackets on it. So I stained it so it matched the top. So I stained it so it would match the top, and I put L brackets on it to where it'll sit in there perfectly on the bottom. And that's where I like put my PC at and stuff, you know. Yep. What about that for limited space? So let's see. Tripod. Hold on. What was that? What are you asking about? What are those tripods on the sides of your monitors? Talking about? Oh yeah, these are just lights. Yeah, they're just lights. So like right now, if you're looking at the stream, right? So if I've got like these, like if I turn these off, right, it totally changes like the lighting and everything, right? So all it does is it kind of illuminates everything around me to make it a little bit clearer for, you know what I mean? And it, like I can turn them super bright. They're turned down. It looks really bright after you see what it looks like with them off. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I can turn them off, but what sucks is like, because these lights are so bright, whenever they're like flashing and stuff, it'll mess with the camera focus, right? And that's what I figured out. It's like you can see how it's like it messes with the camera and the lighting and everything because of these background lights, right? So the frames get weird, the camera focus gets weird. So if I balance it out with some front light, you know, then it's I'm getting light from everywhere, and it doesn't have as, you know, that kind of effect on the camera and everything. So that's why. And these are turned down. Like, I can crank these bad boys up. You know what I mean? It's so bright. So I actually have them turned way down. I have them turned way down. This one's on the lowest setting. This one's on the second lowest setting. They get stupid bright. Stupid bright. Yeah. But it's to kind of illuminate everything, to balance the light out everywhere for the camera and everything. Yeah. Let me look at this real quick. Soup, hold on. But I didn't always have those lights either. A lot of this has been like trial and error. It's things I've done as I've continued to stream. I didn't always have these lights, you know. It's just like been trial and error, figuring out things that work and stuff like that. So, all right, let me see this. Interior designer for a moment. Nah. I got a little bit of some, you know, I got like a touch of fashion. I got a touch of designer in me. You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know. Not so much that it like gets weird, you know. I think people get too weird with it sometimes. I just like things to be like nice and kind of feng shui and clean and stuff, you know. That's it. What is this, dude? Um 55 inches Kappa. Again, I mean, I think it depends. Like, so this is what I would say. The reviews, there are only 7 reviews here, so that's not a lot to go off of. Usually these kinds of desks are kind of cheap, you know? So you're also going to be kind of fairly limited. Let me explain something to you here. My desk is just one big flat piece of like countertop, right? One big flat piece of countertop. So the reason I like that is because it gives me a lot of space to configure things the way I want. What you're potentially going to run into a problem with here is you've got 2 different elevated pieces of stuff here. You know what I mean? It could work fine. It just I think the best thing you can do is determine what you need for your particular setup, right? Whatever your setup is going to be, determine what you need for that, right? But here's another thing. Are you running a vertical setup at all? Are you running a vertical monitor? Or how big is your monitor? Are you running multiple monitors? How many monitors are you running? Are you running any in a vertical setup? If you're trying to run a monitor in a vertical setup and you're going to put it right here, it's probably going to hit this top shelf. You know what I mean? There are a lot of things that you got to take into consideration about something that's as busy as this is. This is a very, very, very busy desk, dude. Very busy desk. So I think that the best thing you can do is plan out what your setup is going to be and how much space you potentially need for that. If you're running dual monitors and they're both going to be horizontal, how big are your monitors going to be, right? 32 inches means diagonal, correct? So then you need to know like exactly how wide those monitors are going to be, and then they're not going to be touching side by side probably, so they'll be just a little bit wider than that too. You need to make sure that you got space for it. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself buffer room and everything. I can't really tell each individually person what's going to work for you. I don't know what kind of space you have to work with to put a desk into. I don't know, you know, how much stuff you're trying to put on your desk or anything like that. I think it's kind of one of those processes you have to go through of doing a bit of shopping, looking around, doing measurements. Measurements are your friend, man. You know what I mean? Get a flip and tape measure, measure out where you're planning on doing your setup at, you know, see how much room you have, see what's going to be appropriate for you for how big of a desk you need, and then also measure out like how much monitor space you need for how big the desk is and stuff like that. A lot of it comes down to each individual person and what kind of setup you're trying to put in, and what kind of space you have and what kind of space you need for a desk and stuff. It's hard for me to tell you. The best thing I can do is give you like guidance and advice on how to probably go about being careful. You don't want to go into like purchasing a desk. Like I said, dude, it's functional in some ways. Like it's got these like pegboards. That's what these would be called here in the US. These would be called pegboards. You'll see them in garages a lot, where you put these like hooks in and stuff. You hang tools on them and stuff, right? So it could be functional to an extent for certain things, right? But you're also potentially going to be limited by some of this, like a lot of the like the bars here, the bars on the side. Like what, you know, if these bars weren't here on the side, and I get it, some of it's going to be for stability, but if these bars weren't here on the side, your monitors could actually like go off the sides here and stuff, and it wouldn't be a big deal, right? But instead they're blocking the way. Those are things that you have to think about whenever you're going into purchasing. And then also the pegboards behind all that. So if you have monitors that are going to be in front, what are you going to do? Reach underneath them and around them and stuff to get that stuff? Or are they just going to be something that you're never going to use, right? So I don't know. It depends on what you need, you know? Depends on what you need, what's in your budget, what's more functional for you all the way around. I tend to prefer going for desk space that is more open and clean and affords me, you know, my own ability to configure, right? Instead of being blocked with things like, you know, these bars or multi-level desk space and things like that. That's just me though. And then if I need something else, you know what I mean, then like, you know, I'll find ways to store my stuff and everything like that. So that's the best advice I can offer. That's the best thing I can do. And then you're just gonna have to do shopping. You're gonna have to do shopping around. Amazon's got a lot of products and stuff like that too, but one of the things that I advise people to do quite often is if you can do it, and they're pretty cheap nowadays too in a lot of ways, and I'll bring up mine real quick. This is something that I advise people to do because it's been such a phenomenal thing for me, is these right here, monitor arms, man. And you can barely see it right here. Do I have another picture where you can see them better? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Just kidding, dude. That's Shredder and Skeletor, but I had to show it off. Hold on. No, not really. Okay. So this is just like a clamp, right? It's just like a massive clamp. And it clamps onto my desk. Now, my desk is also thick. My desk is like inch and a half thick, right? So I don't worry about like, it's really thick, it's wood, so the clamps aren't going to like affect the structure quality of the desk or anything like that either. So that's something else you have to take into consideration there, right? But monitor arms, so it's just like a big clamp. Your monitor, most monitors nowadays, almost all monitors actually are VSA mounts. And so the back of this actually just, you take your monitor off the original stand, and then there will be about 4 screws that screw the monitor arm onto the back. And the monitor arm has a bunch of different ways it'll be multi-access, right? So the monitor can rotate this way, like down or up. It can rotate side to side. It can pull in or out, swivel. You know what I mean? It gives you so much functionality. I've got both of my monitors here on monitor arms, and it just makes it really, really easy to be able to not only for like height or you know, tilt or anything like that you need. It's good for ergonomics, for giving you the best possible view of how you like your monitors to be set up for the way that you're sitting and stuff like that. It makes it really easy to adjust them if you need to adjust them and stuff. Traditional monitor stands are very, very basic. They don't care to make them very functional, and they don't give you a lot of movement capabilities, you know what I mean, adjustment capabilities with traditional. So I recommend people go with some kind of monitor arm. I didn't even pay that much for these. I've had these things forever, dude, forever. And you can see they've got a lot of different ways in which they're adjustable. So you basically loosen them up where the like right here, up here, back in here, there'll be some adjustments. Down in here, there'll be, and you just loosen them up. And it'll be like some Allen screws. You know what I mean? You loosen them up, you get everything adjusted to where you want it, and then you just tighten everything in. You know what I mean? And then you can still adjust a little bit before you totally tighten everything up just to make sure it's all where you want it. But dude, monitor arms are fantastic. I cannot recommend enough people invest in monitor arms. They're great, dude. They really are. All right, let's finish this up, man. Oh, I'm going to look at one more thing, too. I'm going to look at Helldivers before we finish today, but let's get into this real quick. So this is some of the biggest news we've seen this morning after being off yesterday for our normal day off. Disney is investing $1.5 billion in Epic Games and building a new universe connected to Fortnite. It will let users play, watch, shop, and engage with Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars content. So, this has a lot of ramifications and potential, implications for what this means for both Disney and Epic moving forward. Now, I touched on a little bit of this earlier whenever I found this article initially. I am not a fan of Disney. In the gaming industry, Disney's been really gross in large part. Some of the more current things I've seen that really make me kind of disgusted with what Disney has done is they promote their products as being free to play, and then they release them for like 2 years being early access, and they're like, oh well, they're free to play because they're gonna be free to play. You know, when they're full releases, they'll be free to play. Then they release them in early access for 2 years. And if you want to play them in early access, you have to buy a Founders Pack. So for like 2 years, early access, Founders Pack, and then whenever it comes time to full release, they backtrack on their free-to-play statement and go, they're not going to be free to play anymore. So in essence, all they do, it's a marketing ploy to try and tell people their games are free to play, and they never actually are. It's really disgusting to watch. It's really gross. So my initial thoughts here are, obviously Disney getting in bed with Epic, it makes a lot of sense. Lego is already in bed with Epic as well, right? We already know that Lego does deals with Disney, right? Because Lego does all kinds of like, they do Star Wars Lego games and stuff like that. So this is already something that makes a lot of sense. They've got a platform, Epic does, that plays very well towards a business like Disney too. Yeah. So they've already started this Fortnite. I don't know why they didn't call it the Epic Verse or something like that. They wanted to play off of Fortnite's popularity, I guess, and they've started this Fortnite, multi-verse kind of situation where they've got the Rocket League stuff in there. They've got, the Fortnite, the Lego stuff, all that. And, I can see how this has been a inviting premise for Disney and for Epic as well. You talk about a game like Fortnite where the game is built on a free-to-play model, and they get people to. It's been very lucrative for them because of all the collaborations they do off of cosmetics and stuff for different movies and these different universes and characters and things like that. And Disney plays into that very, very, very well, right? I mean, this is going to be a great thing for them. So. Not only that, but it brings to the table for Disney a huge... Epic's already got a huge platform started for PC gamers where Disney titles can be accessed now, right? All Disney titles can just be accessed from that platform, right? So this is something that does seem very mutually beneficial. And... I'll be honest, like, you know, whenever we knew that Disney was looking to buy into gaming, we heard that there was the potential of them buying EA or majority of EA or something like that. And I could not actually at the time think of a more disgusting, you know, merger to happen than Disney and EA. Jesus Christ, give me a break. Two disgusting companies, you know, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know. It's I can see why this is happening from Epic and for Disney. And, you know, like I said, you got to think about the fact that they've got Lego in here as a big part of what Epic does. Lego's already, you know, got stuff going on with it. This is all going to play very well for them, right? But, you know, what this means moving forward as well, and we're going to see exactly how much this means Disney is going to be invested in Epic, right? I don't think they're going to be majority owner necessarily, but I don't know either. I don't know. And how much say are they going to have in what Epic does moving forward? This is another thing. You know, I've been outspoken about the things we saw happening with Epic last year with all the firings. They made bad business decisions. They had to lay off a bunch of people. You know, it sucks for those people. And, you know, Epic they weren't really forthcoming with a lot of information about why they needed to do that. Other than, you know, ends weren't meeting. You know, like, but why? You know, nobody wants to tell what the real issue is. And so I have been a pretty big advocate of people just embracing Epic for the fact that they give away such great content. You don't see that very often. It's obviously been a marketing play for them to try and get people into their platform. And dude, you don't see any other platform give that amount of content or that quality of content away anywhere. Anywhere, any platform, I don't care. On gaming anywhere. Not on console, not on PC, it doesn't matter. You don't get that kind of content given away anywhere. So if people want to scoff at it and go, well, I won't ever be a part of Epic because I don't want to have another library. Fine, dude. You know, you're the one missing out on all the great free content. In the world of expensive gaming that's only getting more expensive, you know, if you want to be that person that's going to turn your nose up, you know, at free content, I don't know what to tell you, you know. You must not, you know, live in the same, you know, kind of monetary constraints that I do or so many other people do. You know, if you just are so easily able to turn your nose up at great free content. So I've promoted Epic for a long time. I'm not affiliated. I think it's a great thing they do for people. They get people into play games, you know what I mean? And great games they've given away for years now. Now, the reason I bring this up is that what does that mean for the free games moving forward? Is this Disney stuff going to affect that? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I don't know though, right? So I think Disney being a part of Epic now is actually going to be something. Obviously, look, I'm not a huge fan of Disney. There are some things that I enjoy. I like, you know, they got The Nightmare Before Christmas. I like The Nightmare Before Christmas. You know what I mean? There are some other pieces of entertainment they have that are dope, right? They've got some good stuff. But all in all, I'm not a big fan of the way they've, you know, kind of candy-coated fairy tales and stuff. You know? I like real fairy tales. You know, but I get it. I know what they do, and I you know, I'm not a fan of new Star Wars stuff or anything like that either, so that doesn't play well for me. But there's some stuff. There are a lot of people that love Disney, love Disney, and there's a lot of people, and this is going to be something that pulls them into being part of Epic's platform. So, on that note, does that mean that Epic will see the free game giveaways each week is something they don't necessarily need to do anymore. And will Disney have a say in that? Quite possibly, right? So let's read this and find out exactly what's going down in this situation, okay? There's a lot more that needs to be fleshed out about this situation. And there's a lot more that time's going to tell about what this entirely means. I'm just kind of like spitballing some of the stuff that's like flowing off the top of my head to begin with about what this means across the board, right? Murdoch, glad to know Epic is not going to fight this considering they had Marvel Access stuff years ago. Not going to fight it. What do you mean? I haven't been on my DDV in a long time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lost me when they paywall actual content of the game. Yeah. Yeah, that never feels good. Yep. Yep. Disney Dreamlight Valley, right? Yep. Yep. Let's see what this means. So, Walt Disney Company is making a $1.5 billion investment to acquire an equity stake in Epic. Said on Wednesday that the two companies are also partnering to create an all-new games and entertainment universe connected to Fortnite. What else, right? In addition, and by the way, what up, Murdoch, dude? Happy Thursday. In addition to being a world-class games experience and interoperating with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content. Characters and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more, Disney said. Let's see this real quick.
Discover a place where magic is epic.
Captain America. What a tryhard, dude. This is a big deal, dude. It really is. Powered by Epic's Unreal Engine and launching soonish, according to the trailer below, let users create their own stories and experiences and share content with each other. Our exciting new relationship with Epic will bring together Disney's beloved brands and franchises with a hugely popular Fortnite and a transformational new games and entertainment universe, said Bob Iger, Disney CEO. This marks Disney's biggest entry ever into the world of games and offers significant opportunities for growth and expansion. Can't wait for fans to experience the Disney stories and worlds they love in groundbreaking new ways. Disney was one of the first companies to believe in the potential of bringing their worlds together with ours in Fortnite. They use Unreal Engine across their portfolio, said Epic CEO Tim Sweeney. Now we're collaborating on something entirely new to build a persistent, open, and interoperable ecosystem that will bring together the Disney and Fortnite communities. Disney and Epic have a long-standing working relationship. The latter has contributed Unreal Engine technology to various Disney theme park rides and Star Wars movies, for example, while Fortnite has played home to Disney season collaborations and live events, including the Marvel Nexus Wars with Galactus, which attracted more than 50.3 million concurrent players. Yeah. Again, so they are in bed together. I don't know if this means they're going to outright. You would feel like a $1.5 billion investment into Epic means they're going to outright own a significant chunk, right? But it doesn't specifically say that in here either. Let's see if we can pull this up. What does an equity stake mean? Exactly, for us. What is this saying to us exactly? So about 10%. That's what this is saying. About 10%. Okay, so that's more what I was looking for. You know, about 10% is what it's looking like. So, outright owning 10%. So it's not necessarily nearly enough to be able to say, tell Epic what to do or anything, but they're definitely in bed together, right? So we'll see how this works moving forward. I mean, to be fair, whether you are a fan of this or not, it, from a business perspective, makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, when you look at everything that's happening here with Lego already being part of Epic, and Lego already doing Disney stuff, and then the fact that Epic's already been doing Disney stuff too, and then just bringing them into the fold to where that it's definitely like they're embedded, they're in bed together now. And yeah, I mean, business perspective, it makes sense, right? So we'll see what this means as a whole moving forward, and probably a pretty smart business decision on both sides. Both sides. Whether or not you personally like the thought of this, it's probably good for them. So, let me see something real quick. Let's look at this. Has Helldivers released yet? No. Yeah, I don't really care for Disney as a company either. I don't. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Yeah. I agree. So, like I said, there's some of the characters and universes and stuff that I enjoy. But, a lot of their content doesn't appeal to me because it's so... like, even content that I feel like has a very... could be, and maybe should be played more for like a more mature audience or whatever, they always dumb it down to being just kid appropriate, I get it, it's Disney, but god dang, it's annoying, there's just, I think that's, they have so many good, great universes and characters and stuff, and they just want all of it to be kid appropriate. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, god dang it. That's what gets really annoying to me about what Disney does. But there's a lot of controversy around Bob Iger and stuff like that too, and who they are as a company and the things they've done and stuff. So I don't know. It's just like any other big massive corporation. They've had their issues, man, and they still do. So I'm glad that a lot of people get joy out of the things they create. They create a lot of jobs for people too. They haven't always taken care of their employees either, though. That's another thing that needs to be addressed. But they create a very immersive experiences for a lot of people and a lot of different forms of entertainment, which is great. They create these great worlds and for that, it's a great thing, and a lot of kids love their stuff, and I respect that, dude. And I love that. My kids have enjoyed their stuff for a long time, and it's been fun to watch that with the kids. And there's a lot of stuff that I've enjoyed over the years that's Disney also. So it's definitely like a love-hate kind of relationship for me with that company to an extent. It's a long, long road. Why didn't I move here? I think it was the weather. Why is Lily my wallpaper now? Because you like the anime characters that look like they're 12. for some reason. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm in before soup, dude. Oh, really? I don't spend very much time on Disney Plus, but maybe I need to go back and take a look, you know. Soup's gonna be like, God dang it. Let's look at ooh, it's bad. Look at this right now. Oh. Random crashes, unoptimized with bad performance, cheap kernel level anti-cheat, boring progression system with clear intent of monetizing it later. Main theme is ripped from Spider-Man. Refund requested. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Game is broken, dude. Of 2,600 reviews already for Helldivers 2, it's at 52% positive. Yikers. Yikers. Not a good look. What's on Steam? Steam's still doing their Next Fest. Early next week, we'll get an entire, we'll try to really sum up Next Fest really well. See what some of the best titles were coming out of Next Fest. It ends on the 12th, so 4 more days. You know, there's a lot of stuff popping off for Next Fest, though. Some of it we've seen. This game looks dope, dude. Children of the Sun. Yeah, that looks like Pinky's kind of game right there, too. Lots of stuff, man. Lots of stuff. This game looked really cool, too. Balatro. This looks really neat. Excuse me. So, there's just so many titles. So many titles for Steam Next Fest. And what we will do is, Soup, you know I'm just messing with you, right, dude? At the beginning of next week, we'll probably start trying to, summarize and get some nice consensus. What were the top 10, top 20, demos to be played from Steam Next Fest and stuff like that, and we'll start narrowing those down. What we got for the Lunar Cell? What's on the Lunar Cell, dude? Anything? Anything good? What is Battle Teams 2? Never even heard of that. I don't really see much. Alrighty. I think that's the jam, guys. That's the jam. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I want to do today. I was going to play Fallout New Vegas, but I kind of just want to shoot people, too. not just AI. I kind of just want to shoot people today, too. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm having one of those days, man. I'm having one of those days. So, we'll see. We might just do FPS stuff today. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out, dude. I don't know. But it's been a great news segment, dude. It's always good to be back after the day off and everything. It's been a weird past week, dude. I know I've had time off. I've got time off coming up this weekend too. So I'll only be doing about a half a day on tomorrow, and then well, not half a day. I'll be doing till probably around noontime, about lunchtime, and then I'll probably be having to cut it short. So we'll only get about a 6-hour stream in tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday will be down again. For anybody that hasn't heard, we had a death in the family, and so I'm gonna have to take this weekend off. We got some stuff to attend to for family this weekend. So I apologize for having to take time off again, but it's one of those things that needs to be done, and family's important, and so we'll be back on Monday after the weekend, though. Okay, so we'll play games today. We'll have a good day. We'll get the majority of a stream day in tomorrow. We'll get like 6 to 7 hours in tomorrow, probably. It'll be a good day. So you guys are amazing. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here as always. It was a great news segment. Thanks for contributing as always, everybody. And for anybody that's hanging out that might not be aware of what we do, this is the way we start off all of our streams, man. 6 days a week normally. I've had some family stuff going on here recently, so I've had to take a little bit of time off. But normally we're live 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. We start off with video gaming news at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. Trying to stay current and up to date with what's going on in the video gaming industry, trying to promote a healthier industry all the way around for us as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, you know, and trying to promote the better companies in the industry, and maybe shine a light on some of the scummier industries and the companies in the industry that maybe we should be more careful about, things like that. After that, as we're about to do right now, we always move on and play games for the rest of the day, and we have a great time together. We got an amazing community of people that are a part of what we do here every single day. Absolute legends here on the Constant, man. Always helping to create an welcoming, inviting, wholesome place that we can always be a part of every single day. Being civil about stuff, and just trying to be void of toxicity and negativity. So if you can dig it, man, come be a part of what we do when we're live, man, because we're always looking for more cool peeps to be a part of what we do. Other than that, dude, happy flipping Thursday. You guys keep on grinding. The weekend's almost here. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. The stream's not going down. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to run us an outro real quick to kind of sum up this news segment, and as soon as it's done, we're going to start playing games. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate you very much, and we'll start gaming in one moment.